Welcome to the Daily Jing for Friday, February 8th. Here's the quote of the day. Babies do not want to hear about babies. They like to be told of giants and castles. Samuel Johnson, 1780. Let's look at the schedule. This is Friday of the third week. The reflection essay is due, posted to D2L assignments. Also, the discussion on MacIntyre Chapter 2 is due today. Let's look at these notes here, and I put these in the key page too. So I showed you these the other day. These are the ideas that you can use from Martinez's essay. Because what you need to do is kind of list the kinds of ideas from his essay that you want to work on from the beginning. Here, I'll show you what I mean by that. Here's some comments here. So these are a series of 4 comments that I've put into people's papers or examples. Okay, so after you introduce the topic with a brief anecdote from your experience or something from MacIntyre, introduce Martinez's essay and tell us what you plan to do with it. As in, I plan to consider Martinez's ideas and see how they fit with my experience. There are 4 ideas for Martinez that I will discuss in this paper, and then you list the ideas, and then you go paragraph by paragraph by introducing the idea, quoting from Martinez, talking about it within your own experience, asking questions, asking more questions. Okay, so this is how the paper should proceed. And some of you just were stating facts, so this is what I said about that. Instead of stating some fact, ask a question about it and then deal with the possible answers, as in, I wonder if X is true. Here's what Martinez says, and you quote him. In my experience with X, I've noticed 3 different things. I want to explore each one of them, and you list those 3 things, and then you say, I want to explore each one of them in what follows. Okay? And take a look at these other ideas here. And then also look at my sample reflection text. This gives you an idea of what reflection looks like. I've gone through here and I've asked questions and then posited responses and asked more questions and so forth and so on. So look at this. Model this kind of language when you're writing your paper. Okay, here, let's go back to the notes. I value revision above all things in this course. If you write a rough draft and then stand pat for your final draft, then you have not done the work of the course, and you will only get half credit because you've only written 1 draft. Okay? If you don't agree with what I say, you should revise. If you don't agree with what I say you should revise, or what your peers say in subsequent papers, that's okay, but you have to do something. One thing you cannot do is not revise. Writing is about revision. That's my first rule and only rule for this course. And one more thing, I'm especially interested in how you revise the beginnings of your drafts. That is where the problem is set up. And that is where you get us into your essay. If you don't try to make the beginning better, then you have failed. When you look at my comments I've made to your paper, think about how they can be applied to the whole paper. Do not just revise the sections I commented on. I may say something once, but it should be looked at as a global issue. For instance, many papers need to focus from writing a report on the problems associated with post-truth and fake news to writing a reflection on these issues that engages Martinez's essay throughout. So Martinez's essay is really important. You need to respond to him in every paragraph of the essay and think about what he says with your experience. Okay, so the reflection essay posted to D2L assessment assignments is due by Monday at 6 a.m. You do not have to include your first draft. Make sure to post a revised draft without my comments. In other words, post a clean, well-revised, edited draft. I don't want any of my comments in the draft. I want a clean draft. Okay? What paper are we starting on Monday? That's the question of the day. We're starting the descriptive paper. Okay? All right, thanks. Bye.